We know that childhood is such a pivotal time in a person's life. It's when they learn more about themselves, others, and the world we live in. This month on Before the Badge, we're introducing you to IMPD officer Jerome Barker, whose childhood shaped him into the father, friend, and officer he is today.
Grew up in extreme poverty, a lot of Section 8 housing, food stamps. I remember walking to the main office there just right across from my apartment and getting government cheese, powdered milk, peanut butter, and walking back.
Growing up as one of 7 children at Blackburn Terrace Apartments on Indy's northeast side wasn't easy for Jerome Barker. Violence and shootings were the unfortunate reality that surrounded him at a young age.
I remember when I was around 6, I came downstairs and I wanted to have my dad watch me practice hitting the deck to make sure I could do it fast enough. And to me, it was me being prepared. And when I looked up and saw the look on his face, what I understand it to be now was a look of sadness. He's watching his son practice hitting the deck, you know? And so it was, now that I think back on it, I could tell that was a hard moment for him.
At age 10, he and his family moved a few miles away, and his world changed completely.
I got to see how, like, middle-class people live, and that was an eye-opener, because I've never seen it before, right? So going to school with, kids that weren't on free lunch, parents, both parents working, able to afford things for their children. It was a good experience and something that I wanted. So things started to change around 10 years old for me. I just took advantage of the opportunities.
After graduating high school, he went into manufacturing and worked in the industry for a decade.
I worked 60, 70-hour weeks, just trying to get ahead, and I was able to move away from the east side into a nicer area as a result of that.
But Barker wanted something more.
I was bored. I got bored in manufacturing. I wanted to do something different. I didn't know what it was. I had no idea. But I was at a family function, and I met Officer Jerome Harrison at the time. He's a sergeant now. And I just sat down and talked to him. We spent about an hour talking about it. And it was something that I never really thought about doing until after I had the conversation with him.
At age 28, he applied for IMPD and started on one of IMPD's busiest shifts on East District. After that, he worked at the academy as an instructor and then tried out for the Special Weapons and Tactics Unit, or SWAT, just to see if he could make it.
One thing I like to do is combat negative stereotypes. And we all know what they are when it comes to black men, right? And I want to be the total opposite of that. And also the negative stereotypes when it comes to being an officer. We know what those are, right? And I want to be the opposite of that. So I get a 2-for-1 there as far as when it comes to being a black officer in this uniform and trying to represent both cultures to the best of my ability in a positive light.
These days, Officer Barker works full-time on SWAT, a team which provides a 24/7 response to high-risk scenes, and says he wouldn't trade it for the world.
I would advise any officer that wants more, wants to do more, wants to be a better tactically trained officer to come out for SWAT. You can't lose. You can't lose with the knowledge you gain, the tactics you gain, and just makes you an overall better officer.
IMPD SWAT is a highly trained and dedicated unit. They train often throughout the year to be prepared for any dynamic situation that they might face. As always, if you're interested in joining us or IMPD SWAT, you could head to joinimpd.indy.gov.